What's up, guys? Welcome to another unboxing. Today we're going to be reviewing the Hammond Collection Sino. This is a figure I've been waiting for Mattel to make for a long time. It's my favorite herbivore, and without further ado, let's check out the box. Looking at the box, we got a nice image of the Sinoceratops on the front. Of course, we got the Jurassic Park logo and the name of this Hammond Collection and Sinoceratops. On the side, we get kind of information, and it reads, "A broken horned Sinoceratops creeps up on paralyzed Grady. It bends down to its face with a tongue full of mucus dripping saliva, then stomps on the ground and turns away as burning lava approaches." We can see an image of that interaction, and then on the bottom we can see Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom logo. On the back we got the same information, but we can see some promo images, charging, roaring, and stuff. And on the side we just got Hammond Collection. And yeah. Next, we're going to go check out the figure's articulation. Starting off on articulation, we're going to check out the head first. So we can go, it's a basic ball joint, so we can go down that far, up that far, side to side. Not as much as I would have liked, but it still works. And full 360. Unfortunately, on my copy of the figure, I did get a leg joint that is pretty loose. Along with that, on the left leg, the elbow joint does not like moving, but it doesn't bother me that much. Luckily on the right leg though, it has a nice joint right here. The elbow, it can go full, I'm thinking it can go 360, but I'm not gonna risk it. It has a really nice, actually, like, pivot on the arms, if you would call it that. The elbow can go back that far, which I'm not sure why you would want it to go that far, but it can. And can bend in that far. And the foot can, this has a swivel. The foot can pivot actually really good, which allows, it's much further than the spread, but it still looks pretty good. And it can go back that far and forward that far. The back legs are basically the same. Pretty nice spread. You can do a full 360. Nice ratchet joint. The knee can bend up that far and back that far. And then the foot is basically the same. The tail, I'm not sure if it's too short, but it looks off to me. It might also just be the like 90-degree angle, but it's on a ball joint at the base. And of course, the Mattel Hammond Collection standard, it has bendy wire, which sounds quite scary. I would not recommend bending it that much, because I think I broke it. Okay. Well, as we now know, the bendy wire in the tail is not the best, especially compared to other things like the Stegosaurus and the Spinosaurus. But next we're gonna go on to paint and detail. Starting off our section of paint and detail, we're gonna start with the paint on the head. I'm guessing this is all printed along with the eye, but the horn actually looks really nice. It's got nice blending, and I do like that it is a broken horn. But if you don't want it to be broken, you can pull it off and then put this full horn right on there. It's quite easy to switch the two, and it actually makes a big difference, as you can see here. The horn, they're basically the same, except this one is a bit more shading. And if we look inside the mouth, which I don't like how they did the mouth. You have to rip off the jaw and then get this jaw and then put that there. Not the biggest fan of this, but at least it can open its mouth, unlike the Stegosaurus. Looking at the inside of the mouth, it's basically just one shade of red. The beak, though, strangely enough, there are two different colors, even on here. I'm not sure if that's movie accurate. I haven't seen this movie that much. But it does look kind of off. Moving on to like the main body, you can see that the underbelly sadly does not go all the way to the tail. It stops right at the stomach. The good thing though is the nails are actually painted for once. For once, Mattel gets the nails painted. On the Carnotaurus, which we will compare to the Sinoceratops later, we can see that their fingernails were not painted. Their fingernails are quite small in the figure, but still, they could have printed them on or something. Looking at the back, we got some stripage, and then some random little ornate spots that are different on both sides. So they're either painted or printing error. And that basically runs down for the rest of the body. So, pretty decent. I would rate the paint and detail maybe like 7 out of 10. It's not the best, but it's not the worst at the same time. Let's move on to size comparisons. Starting off with one of the largest carnivores in my collection, the Giganotosaurus. The Sinoceratops is clearly much too small. I thought Mattel had fixed this, especially with their Stegosaurus, since it was much larger, about coming up to maybe here. But the Sinoceratops, it is actually further back. If I put it, it can fit underneath its tail. Come on, Mattel. Next for our size comparison, I'm gonna keep the Giganotosaurus here, just so. Sorry. Just so we can see how it looks compared to the mainline figure. So I have customized this thing a little bit, but I don't think it'll change it much. As we can see, the mainline figure is maybe too small, but it's larger than the Hammond Collection figure, which kind of weird. Along with this, the horn is much longer. Also, kind of weird. And let's just check if the tail actually is much shorter. It is quite a bit shorter, as you can see there. These are just mainly nitpicks, but the only thing that's I've seen a lot of people complain about is the size. This thing is much too small. But let's take both of these out of here now and see how it looks compared to the Stegosaurus. This is what I meant by I thought Mattel had learned to make herbivores larger and just more imposing. Because this is ridiculous. Let's bring the mainline figure back in. It doesn't seem that much different, but at the same time, it does. This figure is much more bulky and has more presence on the shelves than this. But, once again, Mattel, please just make your herbivores larger so they can size with the apex carnivores. Because how is something that's half the size of a Stegosaurus and up to the ankle of a Giga gonna fight back? Just, Mattel, please make herbivores larger. This is one of your this is your newest release as well. This is supposed to be the best figure we've had in the line. I was looking forward to this, but it's so far it's been downplaying my expectations. But besides that, let's move on to the other Hammond Collection herbivore. One of my favorite herbivores, the Ankylosaurus. As you can see, the Ankylosaurus is basically the same size as, if not larger, than the Sinoceratops. See face. How much better the paint is on the Ankylosaur. the red underneath the eyes, the shading in between the scales. There's no comparison. This figure is miles better. It is a little small, but compared to the mainline figures, it is the same size as a mainline Ankylosaur. But without further of a wait, let's see it next to the Hammond Collection Carnotaurus, which it fought in Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. Let's see if I can get to stand. There we go. Once again, it's tiny. How is this gonna beat this? This looks like it could eat 2 of these. Let's look at this. It can fit. If the frill was short, was not there, it would fit underneath the Carnotaurus. Just why? Either the carnivores are too big or the herbivores are too small. That's how it is in Mattel. But I have to say, I do enjoy this figure. Even with all my criticism about the size and stuff, I do like this figure. Is it worth buying? I don't know. For 25 bucks, I enjoy this figure. I know people who would not, but I don't disagree with them. This figure isn't what it should have been. It should have been bigger, better paint, and just give it a hinged jaw, Mattel. Just, why do we have to give it a different jaw piece? But that's gonna end this review. Hope you guys enjoyed watching, and we'll see you guys in the next review, which is going to be the Hammond Collection Stegosaurus. Bye.